Hello everyone, we've got to Christmas Eve. This is the last of the 24 little thoughts for today set around the Christmas story and the significance of Jesus. And I'm hoping that you've all got your presents wrapped up, tinsel's on the tree, and everybody's excited. But it also seems just this is the right time now just to pause for a few minutes and for a moment and to reflect on what it is that we are celebrating. Very often Jesus gets lost in the tinsel and the presents. And I said a few weeks ago, if you recall, that Jesus is the best gift that has ever been given. He is the gift that goes on giving. It just seems right at this time, before we go into the next stage of the unwrapping of the presents and the eating of the Christmas turkey and all that goes with it, that we just pause and consider, why are we doing this? And this leads me on to the passage that I have for this session, and John 20 verses 30 and 31. And John's gospel was the last gospel that was written, and John wrote it toward the end of his life. Jesus had died maybe 30 years later, earlier, 30 years earlier, and John had enough time and distance to reflect on what he had seen and what he had heard Jesus say and do. So he was there, he was a witness, an absolute eyewitness when Lazarus was raised to life. He was there at that great haul of fish. John was there at the first of the Lord's Supper. He was the one who leant against Jesus. So he knew Jesus, and he refers to himself as the one who loved Jesus. And he's now thinking back, and he writes at the end of his book, Jesus performed many other signs in the presence of his disciples, which are not recorded in this book. But these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. Now, what does Jesus mean by this life? Well, he has rescued us. He has rescued us from darkness and death and sin and dying, and he has delivered us from the kingdom of Satan and brought us into the kingdom of God, his own kingdom. And God's kingdom is a kingdom of love and life and light. It's a kingdom where we can live, and we can live for him, and he lives in us and he lives through us. And these are wonderful things to think about. And that's just where I really want us to close. As we remember and celebrate Christmas, we remember that Jesus is the eternal gift who has delivered us from darkness and brought us into his very own kingdom of light.